very sober. It got written up on Crop Circle Connected and connected to the heart because there's a heart-shaped copse of hawthorn trees, which is a remedy for the heart. And there's a Mayan calendar thing in here, 13 times 20, 260, the 260 days in the Mayan calendar. But there was, so I thought, well, is it a galactic heart initiation? As I was meditating on all, a French group came down from a hill where they'd been taping, saying that they had like shots of a UFO that hovered over the field. It was really potent. I was stunned. I just got a download. I couldn't do much thinking about it. I'm still waiting for further guidance on it. But it was powerful. Really powerful circle. This one, although people thought it was a Mayan design, most Mayan pyramids do have more than 5. So, but it is a set of 20 here, and the beautiful lay in here, again, a 20-fold pattern. What this is something that my friend Martine Prachtel says, and it's a prayer in Mayan. Long life, honey in the heart, no evil, 13 thank yous. And 13, by the way, is the number of the heart in Hebrew. So it doesn't matter whether you're pagan or Hebrew, Christianity did 13 a bad deal. It's the hidden one in the core of 12. 13 is a beautiful number. Number 83, this is a picture behind the number of 2 small little circles. Last year, I spent about 2 hours walking this circle, this tiny little circle right there, the smallest of the whole macrocosmic, opened up a window to the microcosmic, and there were 2 little circles with 5 spinners in it. I was in stitches. I figured, well, if extraterrestrials have kids, they let the kids do that one. You know? It was beautiful. Really, really beautiful. So Windmill Hill, the one that we went out to yesterday, was not at all at the vibrational level of these previous 2 years. Not at all. It was interesting, but I thought the one yesterday that came down 2 days ago was actually a recapitulation of a ceremony that used to happen at Avebury. Can't go into that right now. The oracle. When you feel engulfed by whirlwinds, earth changes, and unfamiliar frequencies, which is going to happen to all of us pretty soon, your gratitude for minute expressions of beauty will restore inner harmony and balance. When the macrocosmic big picture overwhelms you, Tom Kenyon suggests this, most spiritual teachers, focus on a small, beautiful, joyful experience in your life. And Tom is very keen. He says the Hathors insist that as we go through this, these speed bumps, these portal zones, it's like, the airplane shaking. We have to be grateful for, a piece of chocolate, a hug from a friend, the light coming from the eyes of a being that we're meeting for the first time. And it's by those heart resonances that we're going to stay stable and positive amidst the speed bumps of a dimensional shift. Okay? These 2 could probably take a whole hour. I had the good fortune to walk this whole one. There's the number 145 is 144 nested in it, the microcosmic circles. Had this one alone with a buddy of mine for a couple of hours, and although there's people in this photograph, I'm going to try and make a device, a healing device, where there's 6 full octahedrons, very, very powerful, both connected to Metatron. The weave was about the most beautiful I've ever seen, and the core around it. This is what you call an authentic crop circle. Honestly, it's just out of this world. So the Merkava in Hebrew has a gematria of 267, which happens to be the exact degree of the galactic center right now, 27 degrees of Sagittarius. So this was a stellated Merkava. Once your Merkava consciousness chariot attains light speed, there's nowhere to go and nothing to do. Just relax. Meher Baba, don't worry. Be happy. You are at home in the honeycombed heart of the cosmos. Astronomers now believe that there is a hexagonal star web that extends quite far out. My webmaster did that. That little. How many people have seen this crop circle? This might be new to most. 2 people, 3 people in the room. This came down on 2 sides of a highway. Nobody took notice of it. I think Jay Goldner overlaid them and came up with what looks really quite like the Shroud of Turin. We could take a whole hour on this crop circle alone because there's a mathematical coding, which I've started to decode here with the Hebrew gematria. And if you were a card-carrying medieval Roman Catholic Christian, you'd probably want to go and touch it, and you'd think it would be the face of Christ. However, this book, The Second Messiah by Knight and Lomas, points out that the Templars knew where the treasures were underneath the Herod's temple. They funded the Crusades to get those treasures. And this is likely a photograph of a man named Jacques de Molay, who was the last Grand Master when the Templars were wiped out by the church. The Templars were the bankers, by the way, in that period of time, and carried something of the Essene tradition through a number of centuries. That's interesting, and these people, in whose image authors, I didn't mention their names, say that it was likely done by Leonardo da Vinci. I kind of like that idea. He developed camera obscura. He was a genius, and he didn't like Christian doctrine much at that time. And some people say that the Mona Lisa was actually the face of Leonardo. He had some humor. May even be that he took his own photograph and put it there. So this one is highly controversial. If this gets broadcast on the web, I'll probably get some email from fundamental Christians saying, oh, come on, knock it off. But I believe that the crop circles are here to really expand our consciousness, push the envelope, and get us to see a bigger picture, okay? And then they total 248, which in Hebrew is rechem, mirechem, the womb, and it speaks about agony and ecstasy, which, you know, if you got crucified, you'd experience some agony and ecstasy. And the womb also means the breath of the Elohim, Ruach Elohim. This is how coded the Hebrew mathematics and language is. The oracle. Your eye sees more than your heart knows. That's William Blake. Close your eyes and feel what is hidden within the deep heart's core. It's a phrase from William Butler Yeats. Now open your eyes to what is ancient and new before you. And that's a real suggestion for our time. Okay.
That's it, I'm afraid.
Oh, come on. The chalice.
You've got 1 minute.
Okay, that's good. The chalice is the energy of the soul star coming down to the heart. And it's an Egyptian sun disk, what is called the Antakarana Bridge. Probably the simplest and most beautiful of the crop circles. The oracle goes from Blake, as we open the doors of perception, we experience everything as it truly is, infinite. Open the chalice of your heart to hear the music of the spheres, harmonics of the heavenly lyre. Open your portals of perception this very moment. I might have to add more, but I kind of like the deck closing in 86. It's the number of the Elohim, the co-creators. Thank you so much.
Okay. Joseph Mark Cohen. Love stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.